Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Snow, and we have a lot to talk about today. So they have posted some news on their social media pages for Sorta Convallaria, and one's really important because it goes over the maintenance notice, and this has a bunch of information in it. It goes over all of the upcoming events that we're getting this week, and Friday's going to be a really big day. So according to the maintenance notice, they will be performing maintenance today into tomorrow. So the 11th into the 12th for PST. And this maintenance isn't really that long at all. It's only 3 hours. So it seems like it's more of adding events in and making some changes, but there's nothing too crazy about the changes being made. This is more heavy on putting in events. And a lot of this is going to come up on Friday. They don't have dates here of when these events are going to start, but events typically swap out on Fridays. So first on this list, we have the next character rate up, which is Layla. And this will start on Friday the 14th. So Tristan's banner is going to go away in the next couple of days if you want to get her and pick her up. This will be the last opportunity for you to do so while she's uprated. And if you miss out on getting Tristan for any reason, don't worry, you'll have other opportunities to be able to pick her up. They usually put these types of characters on the double banners at some point, and they're in the summon pool. So there's always the chance of summoning these characters when you're summoning for another debut character. So it's possible to pick up Tristan while you're summoning for Layla, for example. Of course, you're not going to have control over that. Summoning on their debut banner gives you more control over who you're summoning for to a certain degree, but since they're added to the summon pool, there's always a chance of getting these characters. That's why you should always think about, do I really want this character? Do I need this character? Am I going to use this character? If it's just going to sit there, then you may want to just save your summons for a character that you really want. I do have a video posted on my channel that shows all of the upcoming characters, and I go over them in detail of what each of them do and what they're good at, and what types of content they're good at. So you may want to check that video out because I do go over the next 4 character debut banners. But I go over each of the characters in detail, and that will help you make decisions on which of these characters you want to summon for and who you want to save for. And of course, I always put my character build videos out as well, and those go into the characters in extreme detail. I do have one up for Layla right now, so you can check that one out. And I'll be posting more of those videos for the upcoming debut characters. I'll probably start working on the next one sometime this week. I probably won't be summoning for Layla. There's a bunch of other characters coming up in the future that I really want to get, so I have to be careful with my summons. I do hope I pick up Layla at some point. I've tested her out before and she was a lot of fun to use, so I wouldn't mind picking her up at some point. But if you're interested in picking up Layla, her banner's going to run from February 14th to February 27th. There'll also be a banner running for her astral equipment, which is called Shield of Justice. And this is another limited time summon event. Of course, this equipment can be used by any other character as well, but the way this equipment works functions really well for Layla. This is going to be the common trend from now on, where this astral equipment is going to be run alongside the legendary character. We do have Tower of Adversity coming up soon, and it will give ways to get this equipment, but I believe it's random. And there's lots of free-to-play options for the equipment anyway, so these banners are sort of take it or leave it. I would say that these banners are for when a person really loves the character and they want them to be decked out with all of the best gear. Or I guess for people who like wailing on the game, which you do you. So you can look forward to summoning for Layla and her equipment on Friday. We'll also be getting a number of events on Friday. We're getting another iteration of Universal Derivation, and this is one of the harder events that they run. You also need a lot of characters for this particular event. Or rather, it's very helpful to have a lot of characters built, since you're only able to use the characters one time. You won't be able to use those characters again unless you use a refresh. So luckily, they do have that mechanism for Universal Derivation that you can refresh to get your characters back, so that you can use them again. But it's one of those events that you really need to min-max all of the characters that you have built and try to use them to their fullest to complete as many stages as possible in one go before you use a refresh. This is a much harder event if you're new and don't have that many characters built. but you still should be able to pick up some of the rewards. And this gives you a really good idea of what characters you need to build, and perhaps give you an idea of what characters you should summon for in the future. Universal Derivation is definitely one of the more challenging events that we get, and it's also very time consuming as well. So for those of you that feel you have nothing to do, this will definitely give you something to do. Universal Derivation is set to start on February 14th, and this is going to go all the way until March 6th. So you can look forward to starting Universal Derivation by the end of this week. The Clash season will also be ending in the next day and a half, so a new season will be starting in the next few days. So if you like that mode, you can look forward to that. Even if you don't really like the arena in this game, it is a way to pick up Luxite, and probably more importantly, it is a way to get Castalias. So in the very least, you should work your way towards picking up the Castalia and some of the other rewards that they have. We'll also be getting another guild event. This one's called Eternum Star Monument. And honestly, these guild events are usually the best for getting resources to summon with. Honestly, they're usually easy to do, and they give you the most Luxite for the amount of work that they want you to do. So make sure you participate in any of these guild events that come up. They're definitely worth doing, because the rewards are really good. So they also have optimizations and fixes that they'll be doing as well. They don't have anything listed here. This says please refer to the update announcement for detailed content, but there's nothing posted yet. I don't think it's anything crazy. This maintenance is only 3 hours long, which is not long at all. So I don't think there's going to be that many optimizations and fixes, and there's probably nothing major that's being changed. We'll also be getting some maintenance compensation. So once the server maintenance is completed, you can find the compensation in your in-game mailbox. They usually send us a little bit of Luxite, which is good because we can use as much Luxite as we can get, especially with all of the really cool characters coming up soon. So every little bit of Luxite that we can get is appreciated, and we definitely could use it. So Friday is going to be a really big day in this game. There's just so many events coming up, and a new character to summon for. So if you are summoning for Layla, good luck. I hope you get her really easily so that you can save for all of the other upcoming characters coming up. There's just so many great characters back to back to back. It's getting harder to decide who to summon for and who not to summon for. But you should always summon for the characters that you really want and you really want to use. There are characters that I'm aiming for, but they're not going to be put out in the next 2 months. But I want to be really careful with how I use my summons so that I have enough summons to pity the characters that I really want. I'm going to be thinking long and hard of who I'm summoning for, if I'm willing to spend any summons on these next characters or not. And make sure that you do all of the events that they're putting out so you can collect as many summons as possible. And if you're hungry for content, this Friday you're going to be getting a bunch of new events that you can work on, and Universal Derivation will absolutely give you something to do. So we have a lot to look forward to this week, and good luck on your summons. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.